How's it going today, Jerers? Welcome back, and if you are new here, welcome! Don't forget to take a look around at my channel. I'm sure you'll find something you like here. And then don't forget to subscribe before leaving. Today we're going to be talking about you have to be rich to be a minimalist. I've read a lot of articles on minimalism, and one of the things that infuriates me most is when they say, oh, you have to be rich to be a minimalist. And when I started minimalism, I started when I was broke. We had some issues this year. I had a car, but it got totaled, so now I have a bike. Totally worked. I have more money now because of minimalism. What you see when people actually call themselves minimalist is by the time that they feel like they've finally gotten to the point where they feel like, oh hey, yeah, I feel like I'm a minimalist now. Through all of the shedding of their extra stuff and their choices, that now they have more money because they have been consciously working on it already. Most people don't do it overnight. I started minimalism when I was broke. You can go back and look at my old minimalism videos and you can see that for a fact I was broke as so that's like false. A lot of times when you see minimalists, you will see that they have nicer things. It's because they've actively chosen to spend more money on those things because they have not spent their money buying a whole bunch of little things that don't cost a lot of money but add up to a big, nice, very nice, say Bose, set of Bose headphones. One of the reasons why a lot of these people who write about minimalism and write against it say that you have to have money to be a minimalist because you have to be able to afford when things come up and you need to buy stuff. Holding on to things for just in case rarely ever comes up. Rarely ever do the things you keep in your freaking closet for just in case moments ever come up. They rarely come up. That's why it's crazy. But then it's all based in this fear mechanism that somewhere down the line in your life, something happened to you and you had a really negative impact on your life, and now you keep this other thing just in case so that never happens to you again, instead of thinking I'm a more capable person and I will prevent that thing from happening to me in the future. You have wired your brain into fear instead of wired your brain into learning from your mistake. I think being rich or having money is a circumstance of becoming a minimalist. Yes, there are rich people who are minimalist and then they do it a very different way than some other people. But that's the thing about minimalism. It's different for every single person out there because you are catering every single thing in your life to what you want in your life and how you want your life to be. And maybe it's very important for you to have a super, super, super comfy, expensive couch because you sit on the couch all the time and you read books and that's where you hang out and that's where you do your work and that's where you watch YouTube videos. Maybe that's why you have a couch. A very expensive couch. Doesn't mean you have tons of money. It means that you've allotted that money to go towards these things to benefiting your life. Okay, so what about like worst case scenarios when you need things? The great thing about today is we have Facebook, we have friends, you have the ability to contact people at a moment's notice. You can ask for help. You can ask for items you might not have at the house. That's entirely possible. No longer do you have to have every fucking thing. It's crazy. The way consumerism and, say, this American dream has created for us, that white picket fence, the house, the yard, the family, the dog, we have created that everybody needs to have their own space, their own thing, but not just their own space. Having your own space is fine. Go to Tokyo. You could see what they use, what they get out of a space. It's incredible compared to what we do here in America. We have, even the apartment I am currently living in is a giant of example of how absolutely ridiculous America is. But this advertising and consumerism and these corporations have pushed us into thinking we each need to work hard so we can have our own house, have our own car. You need to each have your own TV, your own kitchen, your own giant refrigerator filled with food that's gonna go to waste and you're gonna throw out anyway. We are perpetuating a system of waste. It has perpetuated the system of waste. Not every single person needs to have their own thing. Yes, sometimes it's nice for some things because you want to keep it nice, and not everybody respects things as you might like to keep your stuff. I know I am very, very kind to all my electronics because like they bring me a lot of joy and I use them and they use them every day. So I have a lot of respect for them, and if anybody manhandles them or gets them dirty or if Brandon touches them, it pisses me off because don't touch it. It's mine. I keep it nice. And it's my little area of stuff I want to control. But there's no reason that we can't share more things. When we went to Japan, we stayed in these manga cafes. Crazy, I know, this is insane. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like in your mind, you're like, what? Can't even, it's basically like, so hard to explain. Like these little, like cubicles, but like nap centers in a way, rest areas that you can rent out like for like half an hour, 8 hours at a time. You can use it at a hotel if you're traveling. Very minimalist, cheap travel hack if you're going to Japan. It's staying at a Manga cafe. Mambu's the name of one of them. But you share a bathroom there. You share the kitchen area. But then you have your own sort of separate space to sleep and use a computer and hang out. And then you share showers. You like ask for a shower and then you get a lot of time that you get to use the shower. And then somebody else says that they can use the shower at that time. As you can see here, this is one of the this is the Manbu cafe we stayed in a bunch of the nights when we were in Tokyo. And there's that little area right there. You put your shoes so it doesn't have to be on your bed area. And it's just this padding on the floor and then we just slept there. And honestly, it was so comfortable. And then you push that little button and that's a lock. Somebody can open up your door. And so you could hang some stuff up on those hangers. There's computers. There's the area. We had plenty of room to sleep. So it's very cool, it's very efficient, and it's very cost effective. It makes a lot of sense. And that's why a lot of people in Japan use them, because Tokyo's expensive and renting a place of your own is expensive. LA is getting like that, and everything that we're building here is so crazy giant. But there is like one company that is utilizing this like Japanese method. I'll put a link to them down below if I can remember what they are. I can't remember their name off the top of my head. This is getting off track. You don't have to have money to be a minimalist. You're making choices. And that just means that sometimes the choices that you make are to spend more money on things that bring you a great deal of pleasure. I'm not talking about prostitutes. Wrap it up. I'm getting the cue to wrap it up. If you are fearing becoming a minimalist because you think you need to have money, I'm here to say, start. Start doing it. You can do it. You don't need to have money. You will figure it out. Everything works out. You just have to start taking control of your life and understanding why you are doing what you are doing. And those just in case reasons for things will start to fall away. And you will find other ways to get the things when you need them if you don't have them already. Or you will actually have more money and you'll be able to buy it anyways. I can't express to you this much. Like, you will have more money if you become minimalist. Minimalists are not minimalists because we're cheap. Minimalists are minimalist because we want to have a higher quality of life. And that's the other thing. People become minimalist because they're cheap. No, if you're choosing to be minimalist and you're not just actually broke, you are choosing it to have a more concentrated thought process on the things that you like and want to have in your life. I hope this video helped you out, and if it did, give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and don't forget to check back tomorrow because we are doing Venom, and that means a video every day in May. I hope you like this video on you have to have money to be a minimalist, because it's not true at all. And with that, my friends, I gotta go. Talking about what are we talking about? You have to be rich to be a millionaire. Read too many books today. So if you are afraid to start becoming a I just can't speak. I can't say words. I'm going to make up my own words. This is ridiculous.